And now for featured presentation. So hi everyone, welcome again to another conversation with the Leighs. Welcome. The whole 164 subscribers. Go! We need to get to 300. All right, guys. For if you're a first timer, welcome to you. I'm happy that somebody shared the link to you, so you can share to somebody because it is helping. Yes. So tonight, as we said last week, we want to talk about our journey with having children. We have two children, Michael and Jordan. Jordan is the older of the two. She's at 17. She probably tell us 17 and a half or 17 and plus.
She's 17, the year
or
just
17
starts.
going on 18. She will tell her. Michael is 7, so you can see the gap because I was okay with just one, to be honest, but then the lady said no, you need a son to carry on the name. So we're going to tell her about it. So again, we want to welcome everyone, and this conversation again is birthed out of our 20 years of marriage. So you can watch our previous videos where it all started. All right, so having children. So in our last video, we were living together all by ourselves, having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Say that again. Having a lot of fun, and then she decided she need a child now. That was what age you were?
I was 26 going on to 26.
26.
Got pregnant at 26, have the child at 27.
Okay. Right. So
say it one more time.
Again, we were having a lot of fun, but then she wanted a child. So, ding dong, child. Here comes Jordan. Here comes Jordan. But the truth is, I can say that we had a lot of fun making the child. Because normally when, if you're not thinking about having a child, you use protection and so forth. So at that point in time when we say, okay, it's child time, we were just having fun. Woo! So eventually Jordan, Michelle got pregnant and Jordan was born. And that was a journey. I remember ladies can talk about it, the early morning sicknesses.
Yes, there was a lot of nausea, for the first 3 months. And then, that was the time I wasn't holding down anything, so you had to improvise. You made a lot of caramel porridge because that worked. And I remember somebody told us about green banana and kidney. So whilst I couldn't eat the kidney, kidney, because I don't eat liver. Okay. So the kidney gravy with the banana, because I didn't like the kidney itself. And that's basically porridge and the kidney. And I was told by the doctor the Chinese sweetie for the nausea.
The nausea. But the other thing I wanted to point out is, as early as we found out that her period had missed. Yes, I said the word, guys. Period.
Mr. Cycle.
All right then. Better word. We went straight to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Okay," did the test, and she said, Dr.
It
William?
was two, yeah.
Was it,
no, it wasn't Dr. William. It was Dr. Maxwell. It was a Max.
Yeah, man, the Indian guy. Lane Plaza.
Yeah, because we had a doctor before that we did the contraceptive with, but then either he had migrated or moved, and there was remember doctor that was saying, "Oh my God,
no, but
he was clean." No, Chandler's place.
No, but he wasn't the first one. The first one was this big elder man, and then because he was there, doctor came. That
doctor, but remember we didn't stay with that doctor because I was uncomfortable. He was too comfortable with the examination. So we
went to Ligani.
We went to, I don't know how we went to Ligani. We got a letter.
No, man. You weren't comfortable, so we went and found a different doctor.
Oh, yes.
So we went to Ligani, and there was this Indian doctor. I see him, in fact, I saw him
today. It's a young, yes.
I saw him today. Right, so...
You sure that wasn't Michael doctor?
No.
Michael Jordan doctor was the stick guy. He walked on the tip of his toes.
No, Michelle, that was at the hospital.
No, but that's where we end up meeting him.
No, it's at the hospital.
I'm not remembering clearly or something, but...
That doctor delivered Jay, and he was the one we met at the hospital, not our private doctor. The private doctor was the Indian guy.
Yeah, I remember the England.
And he was the one who referred us to UA, and from we went to UA, that doctor you're talking about was the one who saw us every time. Work at
Apex, I think, upstairs.
So he's the one who referred us to UA, and then that doctor that that delivered Jay, he was there constantly, and him walk on him toes sort of thing.
We met that doctor somewhere, but anyway.
We see him again in a Ligani, but it wasn't our private doctor.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't remember.
We see him at Ligani. We say, you don't remember us, but you are our daughter's doctor. You deliver. But the doctor that we spoke with when you were pregnant was the Indian doctor at Leigh Plaza.
Oh, so we met Dr. Williams after having...
Dr. Williams is the doctor that we met with Michael.
And he also saw Jordan. I remember when every minute Jordan was stuffy.
Yeah, man.
He said, this is the first time. That's the first time we were meeting him when Jordan was...
Right.
When she was a baby.
Right. So right throughout... So when we found out that, we were pregnant, we... Right through the whole process, guys, it was like this situation where... every time she had to go to the clinic, I was there.
Yeah. Every
time. I think I probably would have some time, getting in a little trouble, but at the time my supervisor understood, and if clinic you keep, I am going. I think I was on shift too, and sometime when I'm on the shift and I go to the clinic with her, but sometimes the clinic take long.
You have to leave and they ask first.
Sometimes I have to leave.
First time.
And sometimes I just call her work and say, I can't leave because, I'm at the clinic with my wife.
Yeah, you, and then she always woke up, they knew you, the nurses.
Yeah. So Jordan came and we did our best as we could. It was a very expensive pregnancy because she only wanted certain things, and KFC alone or this and that. What's apple juice and which is to me was a problem, because as far as I'm concerned, whatever she wants, she should get, because to make the pregnancy comfortable.
Yes, the first 3 months was tedious, but apart from that, the reality kicked in when you realized you could not wash your feet anymore. Because I used to cry.
Emotionally.
Because you were at work, most of the time when it's time for me to shower, and when I literally stood and when I realized that I could not bend, when it reached a certain stage, I could not bend to scrub my feet. I'm just stand up in the tub and I cry like baby. You understand? But I mean, that was a part of it.
Yeah. So, and from the early out, I remember when Jordan was born, she looked like a white woman.
Yeah.
And her hair was, and she had this Indian looking ear.
Yeah.
But that's all right, because I remember, and the thing about it, you guys, I was at the delivery room. I remember Jordan was delivered at I think it was 1:30 or 1:23 a.m.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Oh, babe, sorry. Talk about the part that inducing. Oh my God, that labor.
Right. So when we, in fact, because the due date was it?
She had 1 more week before the due date. The ultrasound and everything corresponded. I was due for either the 10th or the 16th of June. But because she matured so fast in the womb, even though it wasn't time for her to come, they said she looked a little shriveled. But all along, all of the ultrasound have
Everything
showed
was
that
good and perfect.
you understand she was good, and she always closed her legs through every single ultrasound, so we had to buy multiple colors. But one of the things, even the very morning, I was induced minutes to 10 a.m. in the morning, and got the enema, everything, and up until when it was coming to minutes to 10 in the night, and you were there, but they said visiting is over.
Yeah, they said to leave.
He have to leave.
So and we're living on this same. We're living on the same.
Right.
And I walked from UA, come home, and I went into my house. And I was like, no, I can't stay. I'm gonna go back up through you because it's like pretty late in the night.
Yeah. So
I'm
when
gonna go back up, and I said to the nurse,
no, at one that you had to walk come up, but there was a story before that. After I wasn't feeling any pain, anything, till when they said to him that he had to leave, a visiting hours is over. That was minutes to 10, at 10 o'clock. So I started to feel some wicked pain now, and there wasn't any break in the pain because it's inducing, and all I could upon was Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But before that, about 9 something, when the doctor came and examined and everything, she said to me, boy, if I don't start feeling pain shortly, they would have to give me another enema in the morning and induce me again. I'm saying, no, I don't want to go through this again, no. So anyway, minutes to 10, about 5 to 10 or so, I start to feel some pain, and people, you come like me, I lose my mind up, and Jesus, 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 Jesus. So one of the nurse that was there on the watch, she took compassion and she said, Mommy, is it your first time? And I said, yes. And they said, who can I call? Because asked me for your number. You said you reached going to the back pasture of Huey when the lady called and said you could come back. And I don't know if you were on your way back, but then, or you were in the passage or what, but then they asked you to come in and hold my hand and support me through it, because visiting hours was long gone. And when you came back in and you were holding my hand, I wasn't even feeling it. And I was saying to you, squeeze my hand, hold my hand. And you were saying, but I'm holding your hand. You know, I'm holding your hand. It was mind bugging until when it was going on in the before day. Because up until then you were still there, because they asked you to come back. And that's when now they had to rush. They had to rush me to the theater and tell you to change and everything. But everything started to happen so fast now. When I really started feeling the pain that late hours, it started to happen so fast. So when I go in there now and everything, they told you to help me with the breathing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're in the room. I was in the room, and they call it now, the pains are coming and whatever. And I remember she said to me, boy, you know, I held her hand, and she was squeezing my hand, and then I just allowed her to do it. And she said, no, man, you squeeze me now. So I said, sure? She said, yes, squeeze me now. So I squeezed her hand, and I don't know if it helped, it helped. But I know, long and short of the story, that Jay was born after 1 in the morning. I think I called Mommy and a few other persons.
Yeah, before we reach to all of that, another thing that happened that people have to, you know, while I was there and pushing and everything, you know, they were saying, because the pushing took a while, they're saying, Mommy, you've been pushing for a while. So if you're tired and you can't go to, we're going to have to give you a C-section and what have you. So, you know, when I hear that, and you know, I started to do, I wasn't even breathing properly, because by then I wasn't supposed to, I was and breathe, but I couldn't keep up with the rhythm, even though he was there helping me. I really couldn't. And I remember getting so tired till I was trying to push when I wasn't supposed. And I said, no, Mommy, you have to push from me, push. So it was becoming a long, tedious process till I said, okay, Mommy, if you don't give us a big good one now, we're going to have to do an emergency C-section. So I'm here that I'm get the strength from. and started pushing. Then after a while, here you were saying, "Yeah, baby, I can." No, the doctor said, "What I had here," and then Connor was saying, "I can see her here." I said, "You can see her." I said, "I can see her." So after that, now when I hear meow, meow, but then now she drank some of the water, the fluid.
No, she never drink it. It got in.
So
she ingested
some of it, right? So they said, "Mommy, this is the child. 10 fingers, 10 feet. Take a good look at her because we have to take her to the emergency room just to observe to know that everything is okay because she have digested
push something down her too.
But right away, I'm just saying to Connor, say, "Babe, go," because only thing I'm going in my mind is that I don't want nobody slap my baby. I was a little paranoid. I used to hear a lot of stuff, and so Connor said, "All right, I'll go." So you had the camera. And you took some pictures and so by then they leave me to rest, get some sleep, and then they put me into a room, nice, quiet,
I think we got pretty good treatment.
Yeah, private.
Because we were literally in a nice little section by ourselves.
Yeah.
It was a good treatment.
So I have nothing negative to say about university when it comes to, but they're very attentive, very attentive.
You was okay.
Yeah, and Jordan, she didn't stay long, just 4 hours. 4 hours.
She was on this incubator thing.
Incubator, right? So. So
but the whole journey was well, that night was wrecking, but I mean when she came out, I didn't feel tired again. I was like, yo, look at the baby.
Yeah.
It was a joy to behold. Sure. And she would come out with a full head of hair, I think.
Yeah. And perfect skin, they commend us.
Yeah.
So they might commend if I can't do all things, but anyway. But
I guess because of what you eat, what you ate.
And another challenge that I face it with both children, and this is something that happened to a lot of women. The first latching on of the baby. Oh my God! Because the child
over to you.
The child now. That yellow milk that you're supposed to get for the first day. I was so full with milk, but then the child didn't have the patience. Jordan had both children. Jordan and Michael, Jordan didn't have a patience to latch onto the areola, and then now she started biting me in front of catching the nipple. She was on with it, just drinking, and then her tummy wasn't being full because for those who have children already, that they have to be latched on to the areola to pull to get the milk. So it's not as if milk, it was there with stinging and everything. So it was a little challenging, and I really cried a lot in the hospital because as soon as I leave her, you understand, to go to the bathroom to say, "Mia," you could. I want to hold Jordan, don't sing a lot. And then a nurse have to say, "Mommy, leave her, let her cry, she's fine, go on to get deal with yourself." So anyway, when I come back now, and the same procedure again, not latching on until one of the nights, after you left and everything, the nurse said, "Mommy, let me hold her and let her get some sleep," because they found out that she wasn't latching on properly or getting enough milk. So it reached to the point that they have to give you some disposable thing because they don't use nipples in the hospital, period. So
it's from the bottle.
Yeah, I don't. It's
some formula.
Some formula, but it is what they call it. It's something that you got that the hospital give you because they're not supposed to really get formula. There's a name. I think it's oats. It's a natural thing to help in between. So I mean, even though they helped me and assist me with it, it was when I came home, that was when I have to be expressing the milk in the bottle without nipple. So feed her like 1 ounce or so without the nipple, and till by the second day, cause I got to come up pretty early. Just that, because it's an issue that is challenging for a lot of ladies and they may get frustrated. But the truth is, if you're finding out that the child is not latching on properly for the first, because some nipples of different size compared to the little mouth, they encourage you to express it into a bottle, but don't use the nipple. Sterilize the bottle and feed the child from the bottle. But by the second, going into the third day, she was good. You just have to be comfortable, relax. You too as a mom have to be comfortable and relax when feeding the child, because if you're uncomfortable, the child will pick it up and it caused the process to be tedious. But all in all, it was a good experience first time.
So yeah, like the thing about the only challenging part for me, I think, try to remember, I think it was with Jordan, it was the issue where intimacy was concerned. Mm-hmm. But with Michael, there was little to none.
Jesus.
But and in those situations, guys, it just have to just tough it out.
Because you did help with Jordan a lot. I got a lot of sleep when I came home because for some reason Jordan came on to
talking about intimacy.
Mm-hmm, but right. There's a difference.
No, man, I'm talking from the man's perspective. What is that we had to, the next person might have to endure as a man. You know what I'm saying? That we, because of maybe how the pregnancy is going, your wife may not want to have any form of sexual intercourse. Oh. She may not want to do it at all. It may be once a week. And trust me, if you're accustomed to every day or twice or 3 times a week and you go down to none at all or once a week, it's like, you know, the frustration level up there. But you have to just deal with it. I know that, boy, the main reason for this is because of the pregnancy. And think ahead, okay, when the pregnancy finished, things will come back to normal. That's what I mean. Kudos to those who have one after the other, but you know, to each his own.
Yeah,
but
different experience with everyone.
To each his own.
Different experience, because with Michael, I had to be on bed rest a little. I could not work because there was spotting, and you know, with Jordan, nothing like that.
What age were you with Mike?
With Michael, it was spotting.
No, what age were you?
Because
it was
I was 36 going on 37. I got pregnant at 36, but have Michael at 37. So it's basically they're 10 years apart.
They call it a high risk thing.
And they said it was a high risk. I had no complaint really, like health issues, thanks be to God. But to the mere fact that I reached the threshold of 36 and was going to have it when I'm 37, because once you reach 36, you are considered as high risk because of age. You don't necessarily have to have a underlying illness. Once you reach that age, statistically you're considered to be high risk, meaning that anything can happen. Mm-hmm. Which with the pregnancy with Michael, from the first 3 months I had to stop working because I was spotting, you know, heavily, and they said whilst it's from the hormone, they want to observe and see that all is well, because, you know, preeclampsia will come into play. So I have to take it easy. So that pregnancy was totally different. And even within that pregnancy, I went under watch also for gestational diabetes. But thanks be to God, that wasn't so. After being admitted and everything, they realized that it's the food. I was eating too much mangoes. Yeah, the mangoes were too sweet, and so it actually came right back down normal on its own the very night. So they say, no, you're good to go, mommy, you know, just watch your intake of the sweets, and even though it's fruits, you have to have a small, you know, one to give a guideline. So to God be the glory, you know, with that. And apart from the same breasting, and even in bonding too, I remember once, because even though I had a problem with the first child wherein the breastfeeding wasn't working out, I can remember one Sunday, that was the second going on to the third day, wherein he wasn't latching on, and I have to be, you know, biting up and all of them things. I remember Sister Suzette, God bless her soul, now deceased. We're living on the same avenue before she moved, and she was passing. I don't remember if she was coming from church or what, and she came to look for me, you know, knowing I just have a child. And she said, okay, Miss, you have tried everything. The only thing you haven't tried is a football hole, where you put the child on the pillow and put the head in front and the body under your arm. So I would hold him under my arm like this, and monitor the breast, so he could get the areola properly. And funny enough, Sister Suzette, she did accomplish that. From that basketball hole until he was big enough. And while I win Jordan at 9 months with Michael, oh my God, which I tried Sync Bible, which is aloe vera, I tried garlic, everything to win him, and none of that worked. He sucked it same way like a champ. Till I remember my sister from overseas, Laura, they came to spend vacation in Jamaica with us, and she was saying, sis, you gotta be determined, you gotta try, this boy is too big to be breastfeeding. And basically he was 1 year and 6 months, and I'm saying, no, sis, is true. And so Laura was saying, when he's crying, he's fine, just ignore him, and he will eventually stop, which I did. And thank you, sis, because that really worked, you know. Really. So, to God be the glory.
Yeah.
And I must thank you and commend you too, because getting up before they wasn't that easy for you with both children.
Yeah, I mean, the truth
wasn't that easy.
The truth is, it was sometimes tiring because I had to go to work in the morning. But I reckon that, I mean, she probably going through more than I was, that I could even understand. So I don't make it that easy. Just deal with it, because even I leave and go to work, she'll still have the kids, you know what I mean? So the least I could do is do what I need to do to make her get some rest, to let her get some rest. And once she get the rest now, she'll be able to be up and about and do what she needs to do. And again, it speaks to the level of partnership that is required. Thanks be to God, the situation is that there are persons who don't have the father or the husband, let's say the father of the child in their company. So you can imagine how rough it is for them. But I mean, as I said, giving God thanks that I was able to play my part, full part in rearing up the children. And I realized too that even in the days when I would go work and come home, in fact, even from the baby was in the womb, when I'd come home from work, it's as if the baby knew that I came home from work.
Kicking and
both of them. When I came home, while they were in,
it's because you used to talk to the
I spoke to Jordan
to the stomach, and used to laugh and said, "What are you doing?" But then I realized that they would respond. They would respond.
And so and I learned. And because I learned that the bonding starts even before the child is birth. The bonding can begin. And a lot of good things we learn along the way. So you can sing to the child, you can read to the child. But my main thing was that when I came home, I'd come and I'd kiss her tummy, and you could, like, the child would respond and say, "Oh, that is home," or whatever. Yeah. So and I think what we decided from the get-go, especially the fact that with Jordan, Michelle, she was working out for some time, right? But after Jordan was born and thing, so when she had stopped working at the jeans factory, was it a jeans factory?
Dunbar Jeans had closed down.
Right. And then also, and by that time I think she went back to school doing that time and so forth. But then, alright, so I got a job to work with a very big company in Jamaica. But it would require us moving to St. Mary to work with a big company. We went there and we spent 6 months? Yeah, because we went there. Yeah, because we came back the January.
Yeah, no, we came back the Easter. We got the place down the road.
So we left in, what was it, November, December?
Which month did we didn't spend 6 months.
Yeah, we spent about 6 months there. When we came back from St. Mary, we sat and we did an analysis, and we said, okay, we made a comparison with when she was working before we went to St. Mary, and we looked at it to say versus if she were to work from home and making money directly for herself. And we realized that when we made a comparison, if she were to still be working out, and paying daycare for Jordan, plus her own lunch money and transportation. It would have worked out to her not making any money at all. You understand me? So we both decided that we should work from home, because I was still working out. But we decided that she would work from home because we thought it was more economical, one, and two, there were a whole heap of things that are going on with, as still is in Jamaica with the crime and molestation and one bag of something. And we said it ourselves, boy, even with daycares, stuff and issues were happening with daycares. So we said, you know what, let us work to deal with it together, and make sure we work from home. And what were the benefits in our minds? She would be able to take care of Jordan, spend time with her, help her to grow, because most of the learning, most of the excelling that Jordan did, I wasn't a part of it. Michelle was the teacher, mother, everything. You understand me? So she was there helping Jay through the whole process. And we saw the benefit of that. So we never had to take her to a daycare. We had to pay for that. It was a bit of struggle, I'm not going to lie to you, but we saw the benefits of it, because Jordan, well-groomed, well-spoken, and if you want to say shelter, but I say protected, because she, and those who know her can say she's very outspoken. She speaks her mind, and yet she's respectful, because that's how we grew up, that she would be respectful, and at the same time freedom of speech was hers, but respectfully. And it's the same way we have grown Michael, to speak his mind, to be open and to be free. But even now, as Michelle was cementing herself in terms of working from home, she went back to school and to Edna Manley and thing, and upgraded her skill even further, to the point where whatever you come to her with, she'll make it, draw it and design it, and it's done. And and that's what we saw in terms of our vision. We said, okay, she would work from home and have the ability to take care of our children. And I would not have made a different decision. It was a struggle, but I would not have made a decision. Why? Because I can say that my children they have grown up in a comfortable space. There's nothing that they can.
Been sick, illness,
no any major complaints there. There's no
eating too much. Have to go and put on diet.
Yeah, because we had to take him to nutritionist and dietitian to help him with the eating. I think we have it on a local level still, but him still loving
not
food.
Not without challenge, because he loves.
Trust me, he loves his food. But what I can take comfort and pleasure in is that our children are well-rounded. They are well-rounded. Like it would break our hearts if we were to focus on our own careers per se, and then
they fall through
the cracks. We weren't gonna have it. We weren't gonna have it at all. You understand me? And so the decision that we took to have Michelle work from home and I worked out perfectly, because our children are okay. It's as if, to be honest with you, when we had children, our whole world changed, and most of what we did was for them, for the children.
Our dreams.
Believe you me,
But I don't have any regret. I'll do it again. So Michael there, he's reading at his age.
Even with the pandemic thingy.
Yeah, he's
Michael
more versed than me.
is more versed right now. Because when he was going to school, he was a little reserved and shy. I know the man is a fly. It's like Corona was like a godsend for him, because he's on the laptop. The man learn a whole heap of stuff.
Yeah, he's able to read his own tests that he gets online.
Yeah, do it without his mother's help.
To the point that he want to submit, which he have done before, and whatnot. And remember, say no, I need to look over. And he's a strong-willed person. He's coming into his own, because when he was much younger in kindergarten, I can remember his teacher in 3rd class 3 said to me, Michael he have a little lisp with making the sound. Nevertheless, he know all the letters of the alphabet. He know all the sounds, made the sounds to read and to all of that. But put amongst the other class, because he had a little lisp at the time, like certain letters in order to make the sound. You understand? You will not get that sound from him. So the other kids will laugh. And the teacher called me once and took me aside and said, what do you think about getting a speech therapist? A speech therapist. So I said, speech therapist? Just because they have a... I don't think so. I'll talk to his father about it, but I don't think he's going to agree with all of that, because I know that at home that do teach him.
He has no problem with pronunciation.
But he doesn't like to be laughed at. Yeah. And if he becomes the center of attention and being laughed at, you not even get a 0 from him. He literally shuts down. Even when he was in grade 1, you know, his teacher, Miss Knight, Miss Knight, if watching, you know, she would take me aside and say, I know Michael, he's reading and he does understand, but I don't understand why he's shying back and certain things that, you know, I know that he knows he's not pushing in it. But then I realized that whilst Jordan was a child who at Michael's age wanted to take on the world and not dry eye and just ready to pop, Michael is like this. If he's laughed at, shut down. He's there, but it's like he's not there. So I explained that to her, and she said, you know what, let him take my extra class just 2 days of the week so we can bond, you know, more. And in the class the teacher said, Mommy, I don't really have a problem with Michael. The only problem is that he's hurrying up with his writing to go and play football before you come to pick him up. So I'm going to ask you to focus now, Mommy, and his handwriting. And he does write good, but even today, when he's hurrying up and he feels like, you can't bother with the repetition and may have to spin it, like, no, rub it out, do it over. But I mean...
And that is where, from just interjecting, that is where I lift my hat off to Michelle, because she was the one who spent the time to make sure. I mean, I just come in and the discipline part, boy, do you have to, or Jordan, you know, speak firmly, but in terms of being on them to get the job done, to get the work done, or explaining to them, or she did all of that. And that is for me, that is what I envision to have, a situation where our children are under proper manners and grooming and are looked after properly. And I don't think if both of us were working out, I don't think what we see now would have been able to achieve the same thing. And so, as we said, we would not have traded it and done it another way. I know, like, there's this the modern thing, and maybe we are old-fashioned, but there's a modern thing where, you know, both parents have to work out and then the kids go to daycare or this and that and that. Not a problem. If you can afford it, go ahead. But we have found that this works for us, and our children are better off because of it. It took some sacrifice. It took some doing financially and otherwise. But I would not have done it any other better because of how rounded my children are.
Yeah, and the truth is, even because of that, we may not be further ahead, like some persons, like with owning our house. We're not further ahead in having a vehicle.
That's all right.
For us, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's not that we lack ambition or anything like that. But we believe from early on that once you start having children, they did not ask to be here.
You have to be your best by them. You have to be your best by them.
And it's not everybody have their life planned out for them from they were teens, or some of us have to make it happen.
Yeah, man, you have to make it
happen. Understand? Yeah. And in making it happen, also you do have children, life happens, and I have no regret because none of out of the two wasn't an accident.
No, all decision.
And Michael may have been 10 years apart because You know, we were saying that, okay, we want to have our own house before we have a second child. But it really didn't happen that way, in spite of how we might have tried. You understand? So I was saying, you know what? Age and everything, with the help of God, let us try. If it's a girl, for the second. If it's a boy, it's a boy. But we would really want. And
I can tell you, is it the second time or going for Michael?
It was a job.
It was a job because she was like, "Hey, come, I'm ovulating. Let's go." I'm like, seriously? Yeah, man. Time,
at first, you liked it.
It was fun.
But when you realize that,
but then when you
deposit,
start, come on, make a deposit. No, it's time. I know my body is saying, come now. I'm like, yeah, really? I'm like, yeah, man. You know, but then when she got pregnant, no, all of that thing, no, man, not into it right now.
Yeah,
no,
because while some person's sex drive turned up, mine decreased. Yeah, the hormone was decreasing. But at least with Jordan, there could have been
Jordan
more.
Was
Michael
accommodating.
Was like, no, daddy.
Michael like,
But you know, as we're saying, God is good. When you make a decision to have children, and if you should wait till your quiver or your bank account is full, for some persons it wouldn't have happened. And whilst we have no regret, and God bless us with two,
and that's nice.
You understand, and we love our children selflessly because, as I said, they did not ask to be here. You understand? And I believe that if I'm going to make sacrifice, I'm going to make sacrifice for them instead of selfishly making it for myself. To do what? To prove to the world that, okay, I have nothing is wrong with people want to accomplish nothing. If you can do it both ways and it work out for you, who does? But it doesn't work that way for everyone. And the truth is, I believe that having a quality life with your kids and family, it is priceless. It is priceless, and everybody have what their idea of happiness is or what should be. But I would not change ours for the world. You understand? Because there's stuff that we been through, and yes, our parents try at the stage that they were, and when they have us, they try because they were young too.
Yeah,
and not having
I mean, both of us grew up with step parents.
Exactly.
You understand me?
And thank God we had good step parents.
You understand me?
You understand?
So she had a stepfather, I had a stepfather. You understand me? But so we would have gone through some experiences and seen some things. So we know, say, when we have our children, it's as if in our minds we know exactly what needs to happen.
Exactly, because we focus on what we want to happen, because we know what we don't want to happen. And and not to bash our parents,
no, they
because
did
they did
my mother
the best that they
and
could
my
have done
stepfather,
at the stage
they did what they could do.
that they were at. You understand? And there's no resentment to any of them. But we know that, you know what? This is what we don't want to happen. For it not to happen, we have to make this happen. And we're still trying. The Lord is still giving us breath.
The best is still yet to come.
You understand? So the best is yet
to
come.
Whatever is in store will happen in time.
And it will come with integrity. Because it is easy, not to say that anybody else have done, but we know that if it's going to happen for us, it have to be with integrity. You understand? So at the end of the day, we are grateful. We are grateful because we're no means and no way worse than anyone. If there's anything, we are blessed.
So if you were to even do a small recap, I mean, having children is a decision that must be taken.
Yes.
And it must have. Yes, I mean, and here's it. If it is that during the process of being a couple and having intimacy, pregnancy come, it is what it is. But it is also, you can also plan your pregnancies or plan when you're going to have the children. Why? Because you want to do your best by them. You want to do it at a time when you know you can afford to take care of them. Because I didn't see anything in terms of making sure that when she was pregnant, everything had to be sorted. I didn't spare nothing. Why? Because one show said the same way Jordan came out nicely, Michael must come out nicely.
And we did pray about it, because remember, it was with Michael, we try and for 3 months nothing was happening.
Exactly.
So I was crying. I remember crying and saying, but for Jordan it was so easy.
Yeah.
And you sat me down and you said, look, stop the foolishness. You have persons who are trying for years and it didn't happen till for years. So you need to look, as a child of God, you need to look at it from this perspective. It is a gift from the Lord, and it will happen when He wants it to happen. So let us just have fun. And if we want to do this, stop making it to be a job. You understand? Take your mind off that aspect of it. Let us just have fun.
Like
this
I was
is
preaching to
you are literally, but I needed it. I really believe I needed it because I was discouraged about it. You know, because I wanted to have a child before 37. It's like before get pregnant before I was 37. So, you know, when he said to me, you know what? Let us just have fun like oh we want it now. Just have fun. We don't have to worry about protection or whatever. So when I really start to loosen up and having fun, I can remember the December when we went to church. I think it was some Christmas program. We were supposed to go to the doctor. I had missed my cycle, and we went to Dr. Williams the morning, the 9 o'clock, and when we went there, it was confirmed that Mr. and Mrs. Leigh, you're expecting, is this something planned for me? I said yes. So we went on to ask the doctor, is wearing a heel, because I love high heels, I love pumps, because I'm 5 feet flat, so I like pumps. From I can walk and dance. I remember people were saying when I was pregnant with Jordan, oh, you're pregnant and you're wearing those things. So because I know that Michael would have been the last child that we're really, really going for, I know that I'm pregnant. I was trying my best to make. So I was like, Doc, is there a problem with me wearing heels? And she said, he said, no, as long as you don't slip or you don't slide, but as it relates to you being elevated, no. As long as you can manage it. And I said, that's all I want to hear. And you know that as Pentecostal worshippers, we worship to the fact that anytime I went to buy a shoes, I have to dance and clap in it to see if it works. But anyway, at the end of the day, you know, I was just trying to be extra careful. And I really have to give God thanks for it, because even though we have seen how hard it was to conceive him, and we to the point that you asked me what I want, and I said, in all honesty, I would want a son, so it means that we got a pair. But if the Lord chose to give me a girl, I'm not going to complain. You understand? So even in the ultrasound, the second time when they say they saw the little, I was so happy. But even then, you know that ultrasound can be iffy. Yeah. So
until
when
the day the child comes out, right, you can confirm.
You can confirm. So when he was there, because he's always there, thank God for both delivery, and I said, what child is it? Or did they just say, you have a son? And it's like,
I think they told us, and I say yes, I say yeah, man.
That was the happiest thing ever. Pain, whatever, it's happy. And you know, there's some other little difficulty that you don't want to talk about, that, like getting a stitched and.
Yeah, she actually got torn
twice with Jordan.
Yeah, during the delivery time, but
yeah,
the nurse were good. They just dealt with it quickly. And
yeah,
when she come home and she was sit down over salt water for she was sitting over salt water for weeks because of the, you know.
And I do appreciate that more than the C-section, because the C-section takes a longer time, and if not handled with extra care, it can be infected. Not to bash it, because that's what some people have to go through, but I thank God that I was able to do it vaginally.
Naturally is the same thing.
You know, I'm not sure, so I'm making sure. So, you know, God is good, and I don't know what you want to say to those who may be trying and it's not happening.
I would just say, just have fun.
Relax.
Just have fun. In the time that it should, it will.
Yeah.
But if you make it at work, if you think about it too hard, if you fret about it too hard, you're putting added pressure on your body that is trying to accomplish what you want.
Yeah.
Because most of what happens physically starts here.
From the mind.
And if you're not at peace here, then your body is going to sense it and then react to what is happening here. The body only moves because you tell it to. So if it is that there's a chemical imbalance in your system, and I'm no doctor, just saying, if there's a chemical imbalance in your system and you're stressing about it, more chemicals are being poured into your body.
Hormone,
so hormones get straight imbalance. So if it does, just relax, pray, relax, have fun.
Yeah.
It will happen.
And trust the Lord too, because it's true what you're saying, because it even naturally, if you are stressed most of the time to the highest level, you can stress to the point that you don't see even your cycle for a while. And does that mean that you're pregnant? No, because as I said, the brain send the message all over the body, and the hormones need to be flowing properly and operating right to be in sync. You know, and I strongly believe also that when you're trying so hard for something and it's not happening, the Lord knows why. He knows why it's a delay.
Yeah, but
you understand?
But you just pray, have faith, and if it is that you don't have one, the both husband and wife have to just have a conversation.
And go to the doctor too.
And go to the doctor, but have that conversation.
Yeah.
Go to the doctor and yourselves. You understand me? And the big man upstairs. Because everything is possible with the Lord.
Everything.
Again, we come to a close of this video, and we hope again that you'd have heard something, you'd have learned something, and don't forget to
like, share, and subscribe.
And of course to subscribe. We're looking forward to many more videos, putting up more videos, informative, some things to laugh about, some things may be controversial, but we want to be that voice that you can always, turn to for, hear something and smile about something, and just to be encouraged, to be encouraged.
And I mean, as life spare and we go on, there will be a point wherein we may not even dwell on our experiences.
I mean, we're gonna go wider than this,
we'll go wide and venture.
It's just where we started. And we just wanted to, because sometimes there are persons who they are going through certain things, and maybe just how God is directing us at this point in time to talk and to encourage and to share, what we have been through again over the 20 years of marriage. You understand me? So we just want to be able to impart whatever experience we have had, so you can.
And also, I know you have I wouldn't say it's not on. You have a topic that you wanted to share. I don't know if it's next week or whenever.
Well, we'll see how the Lord leads. Leave that one for a surprise. Alright, so until then, remember to like, share, subscribe, share the video.
And please like the video before comment. You go. You into the red shirt.
Really? I'm here about the red shirt.
Never, right? You into the green and the blue shirt.
Then.
Oh, and the yellow blouse. Okay. Remember. Like up the video. Smash the like button. Come on. Smash.
Alright then. So, see you on the other side. God bless.